Why do we lose ourselves and not understand the meaning of our lives? Hello, friends. Have you ever felt like you are not living your life? Like everything around you is moving and you are frozen, waiting for something that will give it all meaning. This feeling is familiar to many. Lost, lack of a clear goal, questions about the meaning of existence. This is part of our path. But do you know what the most interesting thing is? Buddhism says there is no predetermined meaning of life. We create it ourselves. Why do we lose ourselves? We live according to other people's scenarios. Parents, society, work dictate who we should be. Since childhood, we are taught that success is a prestigious job, family, wealth. But what if this is not our path? We are fixated on material goals, money, status. Things can give temporary pleasure, but do not fill the soul. We constantly compare ourselves to others, forgetting that everyone has their own unique path. As Buddha said, do not compare yourself to anyone. You create your own path. A story from life. Imagine a young man named Alexei. Since childhood, he was taught that he should become a lawyer like his father. He entered a prestigious university, worked in a large company, but every night he fell asleep with a feeling of emptiness. At 30, he realized that he was unhappy. After a long search for himself, he began to paint, something he always loved but was afraid to admit. This changed his life. He became an artist and teacher, helping others to reveal their potential. Buddha said, everything you seek is already within you. This means that the answer is not in the outside world, but in ourselves. But why do we not see it? How do you know if you've lost yourself? You constantly put off important decisions because you don't know what you want. You feel like there's no joy in life, even if you have everything. You have a hard time identifying your true desires because you're used to listening to others. What was the moment in your life when you felt lost? Write in the comments, realizing the true nature of yourself. How does Buddhism help you find your essence? Buddhism and the illusion of I. Buddhism has the concept of anatta, the absence of an unchanging I. This means that our idea of ourselves is just a set of beliefs, habits, and thoughts that are constantly changing. Buddha said, you are not your thoughts, not your emotions. You are pure consciousness. A story from life. The famous Buddhist monk Ajahn Brahm tells a story about a man who suffered from anxiety. He was constantly thinking about the future, afraid of making mistakes. One day he came to a monastery and asked a monk, how can I stop worrying? The monk replied, sit here and just watch your thoughts. After a few days of practice, the man realized that anxiety is just a stream of thoughts and learned to let them go. Mindfulness practice. Vipassana meditation helps to see how changeable our thoughts are. Here and now practice gets rid of unnecessary noise in the head. Self-development diary. Write down what really makes you happy. What if all your fears disappeared tomorrow? What would your life be like then? Write in the comments. How to find your true desires. Why don't we know what we want? We often find ourselves captive to other people's expectations. We are taught from childhood to be correct, to go to a prestigious university, build a career, start a family, buy expensive things. But if you look inside yourself, many understand that this path does not bring happiness. How to understand your true desires. Remember what brought you joy as a child. Try keeping a diary of desires and write down everything that resonates with you. Imagine that you have no restrictions. What would you do? Story. One girl dreamed of becoming a writer since childhood, but chose a safe job in an office. Only after being fired did she dare to start writing. Now, she publishes books and lives her dream. How to accept yourself and stop fighting with yourself. Buddhism teaches acceptance. Buddha said, "Suffering arises from the desire for reality to be different." How to stop fighting with yourself. Stop criticizing yourself. We are all imperfect, and that's okay. Start thanking yourself for what you already have. Accept that mistakes are part of the path and not a reason for self-flagellation. Story. A famous monk once told his student, "You are already perfect. You just don't see it." After these words, the student stopped fighting and accepted himself. Action is the key to the meaning of life. Knowledge without action is useless. Buddha said, "You won't know the taste of water until you drink it." How to start acting. Use the 5-minute rule. If you find it difficult to start, do something for at least 5 minutes a day. Break big goals into small steps. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Story. A man wanted to exercise but kept putting it off. He started with 5 minutes of exercise a day, and in 6 months, he became a marathon runner. How to connect with your inner self. Silence as a key. Buddha spent a lot of time alone because it is in silence that you can hear yourself. Practice a day without words. Try to spend a day in silence at least once a week. This helps you realize which thoughts are really important. Why is the meaning of life not an end goal, but a process? Buddhism teaches that everything is constantly changing. There is no single meaning. We create it every day with our actions and thoughts. Story about an old master. A Buddhist monk told his student, "Seek not the meaning, but the joy in every moment." Only then did the student understand that the meaning of life is in the journey itself. Thank you for watching to the end. Don't forget to subscribe and write in the comments. Which of these methods will you try first? Om Om